Episode 21 of Evangelion feels like a bunch of exposition slapped together in a single episode towards the end of a series that should have been spread out through the entire thing. There is so much here that could have been interesting if it was established earlier on and then built up throughout the series, but no. Instead, they just throw all of this bullshit at you. Oh, by the way, Gendo Ikari is a cuck. So he changed his last name for his wife? What? Who the fuck does that? That's a real soy boy thing to do. Gendo Ikari is a soy boy, okay? Just throwing that out there, but holy fucking shit. He really did do that. When I heard that, I was just my mind was blown. He did that, really. This series in general seems to have this really weird view on relationships and women in general. It's just kind of weird. I was amazed when I realized that Katsuragi was 27. I was just really that young and a major? I don't think that happens ever anywhere. And I'm just why? I just don't get it. Again, it's just so weird. It's just so out there. And it's just this entire build-up, this entire setup, this entire sequence of events where they go over a very abridged history. They skip over a lot. They skip over a lot of bullshit, but they cover 15 years from 1999 to 2015, the far off distant year of 2015, where you learn a bit more about the backgrounds of some of the higher ups at Nerve, including the Gendo's assistant guy. I forget his name. That weird what's his name? Shit. He kind of looks like Peter Cushing from Star Wars, kind of. I think that's what comes to mind, kind of. That's it. That guy. He's why is this guy? Okay, why aren't we finally giving this guy a character now? Why are we giving this guy a backstory now? He wasn't that important before, and now the story wants us to give us. Now the show wants us to think he had he taught Ikari, he taught Shinji's mom, and that Gendo took her last name. What? And that Ritsuko's mom fucked him, and that she fucking tried to strangle Rei when she told her that Gendo didn't actually give a shit about her. Fucking just. That's a lot of bullshit to cover in a single episode, okay? It really does feel like they just made this up as they went along. It really does feel that way, because I didn't point this out in the episode about the Magi, but I swear they were not established early on. They were just suddenly brought out of nowhere, and then they're suddenly this huge plot point. Whatever. I just don't get it. There's so many moments like that where I just don't understand why. And not in a good way. Nothing about this is interesting or fascinating. I don't care that Nerve used to be another organization that went defunct and that was rebuilt with the same people minus one essential contributor. Is that how Ritsuko's mom died? Is that she fucking strangled Rei, and then Gendo was just fuck no you don't, shit. By the way, Rei. We finally get a little bit of a hint as to what Rei actually is. And, I don't know, man. She just kind of, again, at this point in the story, Rei has still done nothing. And yet they're trying to build up this weird backstory for her. She's not completely normal, just whatever. It doesn't work. It's not all that interesting. And keep in mind, I actually like Rei. I don't have anything against, again, the characters can be likable. They can be interesting. They can, the thing about Rei is that she doesn't really do anything. She just, blushes occasionally when, and just like otherwise she's just like walking away and just ignoring everyone else. It's not interesting at all. Like she doesn't come off as aloof or like I don't know, like it doesn't work. Like you can't like do dramatic camera shots on her and be like and have her be like I dislike eating meat and then like expect it to like mean anything to like anyone. It just like it's so fucking stupid. Like Rey baffles me as a character concept because like she's one of the three protagonists and yet she does nothing. Like she doesn't really she's like we're told she's like an exceptional pilot, but she to this day has not really done anything relevant at all. Like Asuka immediately upon her introduction did more than her. Like she did all this shit with like the jumping around the battleships and stuff like that. Like that was to establish like Asuka was a way more built up character, way more interesting. Like her downfall, like she's like angsting right now about like how Shinji fucked up, how like she had to have Shinji help her, how she like fucked up that when she should have done it herself. Like, and the next episode seems to be all about her. So I don't know. Maybe I'll probably like the next episode if my feelings towards Asuka are like gonna work out. But that's just how it is. It's just like Asuka and Shinji to a lesser extent were like way more built up and more interesting than Rey, and yet this episode again tries to give more character depth to characters no one really cares about, like Katsuragi. Like I don't care that she was there at the second impact. Like they didn't give that any significance. That doesn't have any weight to it. I don't care that she's like fucking the guy who's like doing some shady shit. I didn't care when Kanji fucking died at the end. Well, implied to have died. Like of course they didn't fucking show it because they don't show fucking anything in this fucking show. They don't fucking show anything in Evangelion. Just yeah, Kanji's dead now, I think. Going by what, how Katsuragi broke down at the end, like, and like Shinji's just like, yeah, this episode is called like, the child, he still understood that he was still a child, or something like really pretentious like that. Like all these episodes have like really weird, culturally significant like episode titles. Like I noticed one was like about Lilliput. Let's see, Lilliput, which is of course like the island of little people in Gulliver's Travels. Like all sorts of like things like that. And I was just like, this episode is like the first time that like that episode meant anything, and it just amounted to like Shinji just like lying in bed, just like not sure how he's going to like what he'd say to like Masato about like her fucking boyfriend getting fucking axed by the government. Just whatever. It's just like what is he gonna do? Like was this show implying that Shinji should have fucked her? Like I don't know. That's kind of the impression I get sometimes, going by their relationship, and how like Masato says shit like my Shinji, just give back my Shinji. It's just like I don't know, man. Is Shinji into her too? Like I don't know. There are moments where I seriously wonder that. I'm just like whatever, Shinji, just whatever. This episode really again, like everything in this episode should have been addressed earlier in the series. They should have been built up earlier on. There should have been like a big deal early on. Like they should have established this all of this like way earlier in the series. They should have built up Rey to be like exceptionally creepy. Like Rey, this is the creepiest Rey has ever been, and she's still on that creepy. She just like stands there and acts like a complete dipshit kid. Like she just stares at like Ritsuko's mom and is just like, hey, you're an old hag. And like she's just like, what the fuck did you just say? And Rey is just like, yeah, Gendo told me that. You're an old hag. And I'm just like, I don't see Rey actually doing this. I don't see anyone actually doing this. There's no reason for this. Like, it's just a stupid plot element to like keep the narrative going, to like strangling fucking Rey. Like that didn't feel like a big dramatic moment to me. Like it felt like a really forced, a moment. Like it felt really forced. Like it wasn't something that would actually happen. Like who the fuck is called an old hag? And then fucking like who the fuck strangles a kid like because they dissed you, okay? Like imagine if like a 6-year-old came up to me and was like, "Hey, you make videos about Nintendo on the internet. You're a faggot." Would I like strangle him? No, I wouldn't need to. I would just laugh and walk away because he's just a dipshit kid who doesn't know what he's talking about. But fucking, fucking Ray, just like, yeah. Let's go ask Ray. Like Ray specifically says, "I need to go home. I got lost." And Risco's just like, "Oh, I can help you home." And Ray is just like, "No, I can find my own way, old hag." And it's just like out of nowhere, just bullshit. It's not like, dramatic or anything. It's just fucking stupid. Like this whole episode, there are so many moments like that, like where, they don't just, again, all of this should have been explained a long fucking time ago. Like, again, just nothing interesting here, nothing good, not even really a funny moment. It's just like all bullshit drama that doesn't really go anywhere. We'll have to see how Asuka's backstory, which again should have been established a long fucking time ago, by like, I don't know, like episode 15, I would say. Like, when Asuka started like declining, started getting dwarfed, like she should have fucking got her backstory by now. Like, I don't know. I think I'll like the next. I did not like this episode. The next episode, I suspect I'll like more, but we'll see how I feel about that after I watch it.